I'm going to get back to that story, Sonny. Just you listen to Boomer Great One. He's going to tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
Video ago, Shark Taw's wanted a video. I gave him one for free because he had a request. And it was this well-intended, hey, ladies, you don't have to overthink us. Just be honest. And when we say what we say it, we mean it because we mean what we say and say what we mean. We don't belong to the feminist cult of consensus and Borg. And I must sacrifice my own individual wants and desires so I'm popular and I want what other women want me to have. And it's infuriating. It was like, dude, you just have to tell me what you want, man. You just have to tell me what you want. And a lot of it was, you could admit, girls, you could admit, I still don't think it's the majority, but younger women seem to be indicating that against the wishes of their elder women commune of the Borg, some women want to get married and have kids more than anything else. All women want to get married. Most want to have kids, but it's not a life priority. If you are to believe they're being honest with the pollsters. And we're like, it's okay. It's okay if you want that. And there was a great quote of the day in the comments section. Let me pull it up. And the guy says, women, you got a choice. You could serve a man a drink in an outfit once a day or serve drinks 8 hours a day in a McDonald's outfit. I'm like, bravo, sir. Bravo. And it warranted its own discussion. Because going back to me and Shark pissing into the hurricane and Reed watching and laughing his ass off as he had a drink. All of it, we make kind of the mistake of, ladies, blink if you're captured, right? I think it's true. Blink if you're captured. At the same time, I'm like, no. It is not our job to save you from miserable feminist spinsters and the Democrat Party and your teachers and your frenemies and your sorority sisters and the fucking misfit. It's not our job. It's not our job. You liberate yourself. Be honest with what you want. And we're not going to go, and it's okay. You can say, we got other shit going on. But the fact still remains, for the most part, unless you're in engineering or accounting, I don't care what the feminists told. You're serving drinks. You're serving drinks to somebody. Everybody does a job. We're all whores and we're all Johns. There is no voluntary relationship out there that is not transactional. It is all transactional, whether it's you going to work or you paying for an education or your babysitting, whatever. And that includes romantic relationships. But when it comes to work, one of two choices, ladies. You're going to be serving drinks to other men 8 hours a day, not just men, but everybody else in one outfit. Or you could serve your drink to the other man, your man, the loving man, in a fun, cute outfit. And I will never, I'll mention it again. It's time to mention the story because it's so fucking telling. Sit down or get a drink if you've heard the story before about the girl finding it degrading to be serving drinks and lingerie. There was a girl. And everything, I wasn't a rookie kid either. Everything seemed to be on fire. Kind of like the guy in Minnesota with the girl, everything was on fire. And thank God she got drunk one night. I want to thank her. I want to thank you, madam, for getting drunk. I got the beer. It was a good cover. Good front. You are a great actress. You should get an Oscar for acting. I got to peek behind the curtain, and I still have the email somewhere. And it's all her lamenting about, among other things, how she found it degrading that I expect a woman, not just her, but like it was a general thing. We're all friends. And I said, nope, Rumplemints and the girls in a French maid outfit serving me Rumplemints and lingerie. It's what I'm going to be smoking a cigar. That's what I want. Because I'm honest. Because I don't have to answer to the female hive mind, Borg, feminist matriarchy. You goddamn right. I expected her to do that too. That was like kind of the entry. That was that was the cover charge to come into nightclub Cappy, to be committed nightclub Cappy. And okay, yes, fine. Somewhat of a brash individual, but that's not ridiculous. I'm not like, oh yeah, I want you like, I want to timeshare you with a bunch of people or something like that. I'm not even into the bondage shit, really. I'm like, yeah, that's more Vince's thing. I'm just, all you got to do is put on a cute little outfit every once in a while, different outfit, whatever, and serve me a drink every once in a while. Oh, by the way, conservative, libertarian type too. I just find it degrading that you expect your wife, if I were ever a guy, to serve you drinks and lingerie. It's demeaning, and I'm not an object. Thank you. Thank you for drinking the truth juice known as booze and sending me the email. I'm like, well, you're going to serve drinks to someone in some outfit. She ended up doing white collar work, of course, because I mean, yeah, what plumbers and oil rig workers do you know are women, of course. She had a corporate overlord, had a corporate boyfriend. I think she's married now. I'm not sure. She's not wearing lingerie. I know that. Hey, good luck, buddy. How's that one? Oh, yeah. I bet you like that. And you know what? Absolutely 100%. Seriously, with you girls, if you don't like sex, you don't like men, you don't either, or they're not that highly ranked. Absolutely. If you prefer greatly to go be a career person, there's nothing. I don't mean girl boss, which has a negative connotation, but if you wish to go and do those things, go and do those things. But do be aware, you will be serving drinks in some kind of uniform and outfit. It may be a pantsuit, may look like that HR gal with the meme, and it's going to be, but you will be serving drinks to someone. But what a lot of gals aren't realizing, now this gal went and majored in something worthwhile. I won't say what, but she did major in something worthwhile. Doesn't need me, doesn't need no man, doesn't have to wear the lingerie, doesn't have to. One might think you would like to, but whoa. Does this make you happy? Yeah, it would. Well, fuck you. Did I just describe every American marriage? I bet you'd like that. Yeah, I would. Well, fuck you. I'm doing the Trump dance. It's just so, oh, you miserable people. But especially you girls, you can't think of anyone else but yourself. Like, maybe you might want to like this guy. Maybe he likes chocolate ice cream. Do you go up to your little kids? Would you like whipped cream and cherries and sprinkles on top of your ice cream? Yeah. Well, fuck you. Why should your kid be happy? I bet you like sprinkles and cherries on your ice cream. Oh, what miserable people. Oh, but more practically, ladies, fine, go do your thing. If you don't like, okay, you're going to need to support yourself. You're going to need to have a real degree, a real trade, a real skill. And this girl did, and salute to her. Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, there's nothing wrong with not wanting to wear lingerie. If you find it degrading and serving a man a drink and, otherwise making him happy, if you find that, then okay, well, you do, okay, I guess, but people like what they like. Some weirdos have foot fetishes, right? Some people hate it when their spouse is happy. I get it. Okay. We all get off on different things. But if you're not going to major in worthwhile stuff, you're not going to go and make the money and actually go be an independent woman. You can't now fall back on, well, I want someone else to support me with a man, but I don't want to do what the man, like, you could, in other words, traditionalism. You can't then go back to traditionalism, but not do the traditional things. Because when it comes down to brass tacks, well, why would a guy support you if you're not going to make him happy? Everything's transactional, everything. Well, I found this. My God, look at this. Now, this is from Mamma Mia. Lots of pop up and all this other stuff. This is from this year still. Women want to be single, they just can't afford it. Hold on. You want to be single, but you can't afford it. So men are supposed to subsidize your singleness? It's the great quote from Sherlock Holmes, the one with Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr. How many windows of opportunity must I provide? How many windows of opportunity do you girls need? You get affirmative action, you get ESG, DEI, you get entire industries make work government jobs, whether it's academia, the public schools, nonprofits, social work, right? US aid and all that sort of crap. You get an advantage, like you get a plus 20 charisma advantage if you're reasonably good looking on social media, so you could start a YouTube channel and all that. Guys will pay for your dates and all that, and you still can't hack it. You see, if you'd like to maintain your freedom from men, you need to major in the right thing so you don't have to go back to men. But the title of this, I presume you're a feminist leaning entity, Mamma Mia. Women can't afford to be single? Well, sucks to be you guys, I guess. What do you mean you can't? Even we want to be single, but we can't afford it. Well, have you thought about working more? Have you thought about doing and studying things that involve math? It's not our problem, because obviously if women are having a problem, well, then the only other people, not women, aside from themselves, to solve it would be men. How is this our problem? That sucks to be you, I guess. And it's just such a telling, charming article here. Women want to be single, they just can't afford it, by Emily Vernham. Why don't you cook? We're all staying at a hotel. If you want to book a room, you should fix that weird patch on your wall. Well, you could fix that weird patch on your wall. It takes some spackle and a little flat edge. All these things are those are cheap and affordable. These are all things that friends have said to me, and they're also the things that I really want to do. The issue is I choose not to do them. I can't afford to do them, not on my own. No, you can't cook? What do you mean you can't cook? That's cheaper than going out. I'm sorry, if you'll permit me. How childish. I can't have my cake and eat it too. You people, not me, solve it for me. Patch on your wall. You go get some compound for $4 or $5, a fraction of what you're going to spend on a flirtini. You get the flat, edge. You put it in, you flat it, you let it dry, you paint over it. You can't afford. No. Just say lazy. I don't know what the solution is. Buying groceries for one person is weirdly more expensive than getting takeaway or eating out. No. Tell me you have it. Is this real? Is this real? Are you kidding me? No, you budget. You go to the grocery store multiple times. You freeze you make everything at once. You freeze the stuff. You heat it up in the microwave. There's more waste. No one's there to help you cook or take over when you've had a long day at work. Is this real? Hang on. It's Mamma Mia. Australia. Or is this like yes, Mamma Mia is a real and prominent Australian news. Really? Are you kidding me? This isn't TikTok clickbait bullshit? Founded 2000, former editor Mia Friedman, fastest women's largest media. Man, no wonder you Australians are so fucked up. Okay, so this isn't you're actually writing this not knowing how embarrassing you're making it look for other women right now. I, you know, what is it? Stupid or devil or dupe, right? Are you a devil or do you know this is tee I'm being edgy now? Or are you actually a dupe? Devil or dumb, I guess would be a other one. Are you devil or dumb? Are you consciously doing this to provoke people and get clickbait? Are you that dumb, right? This is where I don't have anything against Caleb Hammer, but man, he gets some questionably stupid people on that show. Even Dave Ramsey, like people calling in. I don't question Dave Ramsey. Like, of course, we have trolls that come in here, give me like preposterously stupid scenarios. And I'm like, okay, I'll read it. But at least I'm enough to say, are you bullshitting me? Is this a troll job? uh There's more waste. There's no one here to help cook or take over when you've had a long day at work. You can't afford to diversify your meals and you end up eating the same thing for 5 weeks straight. Yeah, welcome to being a guy. I mean, even we knew how to change multiple. You change things up. You cook multiple. You. I just did this yesterday. I fired up the grill. I'm not going to let all that heat go to waste. I cooked up a bunch of meat. I cooked up 2 steaks, a flank steak, and a bunch of chicken. And I put in. Are you that dumb? You're so incompetent and helpless that you don't know how to strategically create meals? You can't feed yourself? What do you expect guys to say? Oh no, the government, which is disproportionately funded by guys anyway. Look, ladies, there's no you're gonna serve somebody drinks and you're gonna be in an outfit. And in the olden days, it was the fun outfit, although I don't know how prominent it was to have the naughty nurse outfit in 1950. I don't know. But the women would serve their men a drink and they would take care of the men and take care of the household and the men would go off to work or sometimes to war. Do, is what you have now, Miss Oh my god, I can't cook these. Is that better than what you had in the 50s, or was that oppressive and bad? And there are no solutions, only trade-offs. I guess that's the perfect way of putting it, especially for you girls. You can have fun, be in a lingerie outfit or whatever, serving one man a drink. If we went back to tradition, you'd have to get rid of the welfare state and not have 1 in every 4 of our earned income dollars go to pay for people that hate you and want you dead. Girls would have to vote against that, right? And then we'd have the money, and we could all stay at home, single home, stay at home mom, whatever. All you'd have to, or do we want 3 levels of cake and can have it, eat it too? I want the welfare state. I want to be a girl boss, but I don't want to stay at home and serve the man the drinks and choose. Which lord would you like to serve? A guy who loves you or some corporate ethereal entity that'll hire you for DEI girl boss and lay you off once the ESG money goes away, interest rates get too high and they can outsource you to AI? Which do you want? But the husband wants to have sex. If you don't like sex, then you have your answer. Go work at a corporation. I really do want men, though. Well, then, but then my girlfriends would hate me. Well, then go to. Commander Jensen, you're a philosopher, sir. No, I'm just the man who has to send men to their death. I beg for peace. It'd be so much cheaper for the rest of us. It would be so much cheaper for everyone involved if you just started liking men again. I'm just saying. Traveling is also more expensive. You can't share the cost of rooms, meals, or ride shares. I got to look up this gal, see if she's like teeny bopper kind of tee I'm being edgy. Look at me. Or if this is some feminist who actually believes, in which case you're being contradictory to actual feminists who actually do support themselves. I would love to fix that patch on my wall, except it's way too expensive and never seems to be a priority in my budget. Still, the financial benefits that people in relationships have over single people are rarely acknowledged. No, they're acknowledged. They're acknowledged. However, with the state of our economy in 2025, wealth disparities are becoming obvious, and women are realizing that their choice to remain single is getting more and more difficult as the cost of living is now not only impacting our lifestyle decisions but our autonomy. Just me, I'm no economist, but if you're in Australia, didn't you flood your somewhat limited population with a bunch of immigrants? And didn't you also make a bunch of laws that says no, we can't build more homes? Or am I confusing that with Portland? I think Australia was kind of the same thing. It's getting single more and more difficult. But our autonomy. Wait, autonomy? Lady, you're the one asking other people to pay for your shit at the end of the day. And their autonomy, right? Are we talking true solipsism? Like main character syndrome? No one else in the world exists. You're entitled to NPCs, production and labor. According to a YouGov survey commissioned by iSelect, press D for doubt, people on a single income with no kids spend $7,700 more on housing and bills annually compared to co-living couples. Right. You don't want a guy? You get roommates, right? Can't you girls room? Isn't that simple? Look, you can avoid the sex and the lingerie and serving a man a drink. Have some girlfriends, room with some girlfriends, and then you could go serve other men drinks 8 hours a day in your McDonald's outfit. On average, single income households are paying $2,200 per month on household bills compared to couples who pay $1,558 each. Roommates. That's why I got to look up this girl. I got to see if she's even being serious. I asked some single women about their financial challenges they face, ones that people in relationships don't. Here's what they said. All right, so I need someone in Australia. We got a fair amount of Aussies in the audience. Is this just the throwaway website? I gotta know. Mama Mia, yeah, you're feminist, you're pro girl. Why are you embarrassing yourself like this? Mara, everything is literally double, starting with rent. I pay $705 a week, and we're seeing someone who paid $850 a week. We talked about moving in because it made financial sense, but we broke up. We'll get some girlfriends. Going to weddings and holidays, accommodation is split in half, or if you're in a big group, it's split by room, not by person. Also, having a car is more expensive due to us voting to give everybody free shit at the expense of the Australian taxpayer. Oh, due to not splitting fuel and services. Food is cheaper when you make it for two people, apart from obviously splitting the cost, but you have less waste. I don't believe in the waste thing. I never let food go to waste. Never. I don't even want to think about it as it's depressing. One of my friends also split the visa cost with her boyfriend to be in Australia. Mine cost me 15 grand and I was doing it all by myself. Her logic is if he wants me to be in Australia, he has to pay for it. Sandy, I'm a single parent. I know economist here, but I bet you kids are expensive. I bet you. I never had one, but I bet you if you have a kid, your costs go up. It's extremely difficult. Though I receive financial help from my co-parent, this seems very tenuous and dependent on my ability to maintain what is a difficult relationship. I live in a big city and have no family help because I ostracize them because I'm a kuanta. Haha. No, I'm so looking after a child in a household alone is a lot. Wow. So you don't have a family. You decide to bring a kid into the world with a guy who's unreliable. Maddie, I'm single, and part of the reason I wish I had a partner to live with is that you pay half as much rent. Guys, is there any awareness that like, I need a man to pay for my shit? Out of all these women she's quoting, how many of you are like, I would love to put on the heels and serve him? I mean, if he just shows up, I'll be more than happy to take care of him. Wonder if there's something that you girls could do that doesn't cost anything that men almost take as currency and be happy to provide. I wonder if there's something women could do for men the men would appreciate, and we'd be like, yeah, I'll fix that patch in the wall for you. I wonder if there's a room for a barter? Huh. We need to get an economist on this one. Maddie, I'm single, and part of the reason I wish I had a partner is that you pay half as much in rent. Rent in Sydney is insane. It keeps getting worse. And you keep voting for the Labour Party over there with their programmies. I continually get more jealous of my friends who live with partners. Lisa, I'm a single mom to a nearly 5-year-old daughter. Since divorcing my ex, I had no interest in a new relationship for the protection of myself and my child. Good. Okay, good. This means rent and bills are just for me. My biggest concern is having a permanent roof over our heads. I'm in Western Sydney and can't even afford an old 2-bedroom unit right now. We live in a 2-bedroom granny flat for $420 per week. They do the fortnight thing. That's how they don't. It's not per month. And by the way, the Australian dollar is only about as valuable 70% US. So $420 per week. That's more like $300 per week US. So times 4, 12, let's call it 1,400, 4.3 weeks per month. I work a 5th day. I'm actually worse off due to the child care subsidy only covering a certain amount. Oh, so the taxpayers are paying for you. I can't have a flatmate without taking on the risk of compromising our security. Penelope, I like to pronounce it Penelope. I'm just skipping over. This is all Penelope. I now live in the U.S., so my main obstacle is health insurance. I was raised as a Christian conservative and got married at 20 and had 5 kids. I'm no longer religious, but because I have 2 kids with health concerns, I can't leave my husband. Oh, you want to leave your husband? Okay. Because that whole Christian thing was, I don't know, you took some vows. I think they take vows. I'm no pastor. As a matter of fact, today I'm not a lot of things. I'm not a pastor. I'm not an economist. I'm nothing. I would have thought till death do you part, but I have to be home caring for my kids instead of getting a job. If it weren't for the health insurance, I would have left years ago. In my wildest dreams, I someday have a minimum wage job, live with female roommates, and have a dog. Why'd you have 5 kids? Natasha, benefits. I was able to buy a house because of dual income. I've been able to buy a car using partially their money instead of getting a loan. I've been able to travel with my girlfriends because there's someone else at home to worry about paying bills on time. Do you just want to be kidding? Really? Really? I can't tell if this is an act. If it's an act, you are embarrassing women. You're making women look like, frankly, as Bill Burr says, a bunch of money-grubbing whores. If you're serious, you are admitting that you're money-grubbing whores. There's no win-win. All this, guys, I don't know if this is real or not, but if it is real, I got to imagine some of it is. This is how much they consciously think they don't want to be with you. Guys, if girls wanted to go out with you, and this gets back to Shark's original thing, like, ladies, all you got to do is tell us what we want. And just to make us happy is very simple. Be attractive, be kind, be pleasant. That was it. And you said, why can't they do that? Why can't they do that? Because they don't want to. And here it is. You could say, well, deep down inside, they really want to, but they're controlled by that. I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't care what they deep down inside really want. Their behaviors in the real world match this otherwise trash article. If they wanted to, they would. They'd rather go through all this than put on some heels, put on some lingerie, and serve you a drink. That's how little interest they have. And just remember, I think you boys are getting the message. I think the internet has done real well. All the normies who rely on your labor and production are panicking. Oh my God, men aren't working and they're not paying taxes. And thank God we got Scott Galloway there. You know, men really ought to consider some things. You know, they got to work. You know, you're not getting laid again. What about women? Oh, they're perfect. They're just wonderful human beings. Okay, so the solution is not going to require anything on women's part, right? Yeah, no, they're just perfect. They're just, me and my partner. My partner. Oh. I can eat more organic foods because 2 incomes are contributing to this. I could afford to pick whichever meal I want because the money comes out of our joint account. Notice they never say, and then I get to buy my husband a nice scotch. Buy gifts for others is cheaper because we share the cost, but then there's also double the amount of people to buy gifts for. So you're using your husband's money to buy gifts for other people and not him? Again, to whoever wrote this, Emily, I don't care if this is shtick or if it's real. You're just driving men away. You're just driving them away. Buying gifts for others is cheap. Oh, I have no stress about money because I have someone else to rely on if I'm struggling one month. Concerns, if I left this relationship, it would be so messy because of the joint assets and account. I would then need to spend money on lawyers, which I would struggle to fund independently. If I left this relationship, I wouldn't live such a carefully money lifestyle. I wouldn't be able to live and travel. I have drinks with girls. What about the guy? I'm in love and I like my... I'd have to find somewhere to live and can't afford to buy, nor could I likely find a rental in this climate. Emily Vernon. Let's take a look. Let's look at Emily Vernon and see if oh, good God. Oh, she's popular. She got isn't 12,000 followers, especially for she's not attractive. She's overweight. I'm sorry, you're not attractive. For an ugly woman, she is got a lot of followers. So she must have write well, right? It wasn't a poorly written article. I'm going to go LinkedIn. Are they going to make me log in? I just want to know, like, is socialism your major, right? Journalist, creator, pod host, a media company, specialized culture, beauty, careers, spans digital journalism, focus and sharp, relevant. I host The Spill, Your Beauty. Okay, so you're basically the modern day version of the filth gossip columnists of the 80s with Teen Beat magazine and Vogue and all that, right? Which there's a market for. I'm not slamming you. I hope you're making a shit ton of money. I think she is. It looks like she's very professional. I mean, she's up there. And the other thing is she's the one who's like kind of, it looks like she's co-founder, content creator. You know, this isn't some intern writing for NBC with 500 followers. This is a successful woman. Social editor Forbes, Mamma Mia, teaching assistant co-founder Aura Gypsy. Bachelor's degree in social sciences, urban planning, digital marketing, conservation volunteers. Right. Okay, so you had no intention of working a real job. Standard 20-something girl bullshit. But bravo, you're making good money. I got to do that project where I go find all the old authors of all those Teen Beat 17, the 80s, 90s slop magazine. I want to find out what happened to those women, if they even used the real name, because they just sold all those women a bunch of horse shit. If I have to rule, I think you're being disingenuous. I doubt these women are real. Maybe some are. Maybe you came up with them. I think this is just the gossip column. I think this is an element, though not 100%, Dear Penthouse Forum. Neither here nor there. I have to point, because you're telling me this is real, right? You're not going to say you made this up. That's me having to guess, like, oh, what do they really want deep down? Is that, oh, okay, this is this way this happened. These are real people. This is really their thoughts and the words. Gentlemen, they don't want to serve the drinks. They don't. They really don't. And until they do, right? It could be bullshit. It could be, no, this never happened. It could be, no, really, they do want men. They're just controlled by the feminist. I don't care. At the end of the day, are they showing up at the market? Are they showing up on dates? They're not. Are they sending you an email saying, I find it degrading that, okay, that's fine. Their absence, their silence is deafening. It's 100. There's your answer. You got it. And this one where it's, we can't afford it. We want to be single, but we can't afford it. If there was only a solution. And man, did we get to a wackadoo world where, oh my God, people have couple privilege, right? If only somebody paid for me to be single. I can't possibly figure out how to cook food or do a patch in the wall. We're just helpless women. We're strong and independent. I get it. Like Oprah, you got to be hypocritical. You got to tell the women that they're both victims and empowered at the same time. I get it. I hope Operation Evil. I get it. I hope you make $1 billion trillion Australian dollars. I hope you make a lot of money. There you go. Hey, look who's in the house. Nuclear Cadillo. All right. It's good to see you, Nuke. Hey, Nuke, you going on with the Masculine Geeks? I presume you got the email, which, by the way, will be at 6 p.m. my time, which is 3 hours, 20 minutes away. Merry Christmas, Nuke. Let's go to the super chats. Prince Revolver, $5. The fact that they got offended providing for a service or checks acts of love for someone they allegedly care about shows you where they stand. It's the girly cupcake store parable again. Little Joey likes wiffle ball. Okay? Aaron doesn't like wiffle ball. But Uncle Aaron's going to play with little Joey because he really likes wiffle ball. And you know what? It makes Aaron happy to see little Joey happy. I'm trying. Bob Bobson fixes the car so his wife doesn't break down during rush hour in the cold. Bob Bobson doesn't like getting underneath the car with the slush dripping down on the back of his neck, but he loves his wife and he does that anyway. While his wife, but then when he asks his wife, can you put on a naughty outfit and serve me a drink? So you don't love your husband. It even gets to the point, do you even acknowledge that person exists? That's really what it is. And I'm not being overly pessimistic. I'm not. Guys, their absence, it tells you everything. Really, go. Hey, you want to try a practice? You want to practice, guys? Go to Fredericks of Hollywood. It's one of the not woke lingerie brands. Find a cute little outfit you like, get the link and send it to your woman. Say, hey, get this and put it on. See what happens. There's your test. There's your test. She doesn't love you. Leave. There it is. What the fuck do you think? Prince Revolver, $5. If you're pleasant and cute, you could get most of what you want out of a fella. Well, right. Pleasant, cute. Show up on time. You'll have a guy, but you're unfortunately going to have to get rid of the welfare state because we can't live on one income anymore because you girls keep voting to tax the ever-living shit out of everyone, and yourselves included. But hey, at least that immigrant family got some free health care and education off of yours and your husband's dime, and that made you feel good. Why can't I afford food? Prince Revolver, $5. When I dated, I noticed they had issues doing certain things because they wanted the independence facade but had no issue parting legs. Well, that's good. I mean, that's fine. Sex in an ideal world, sex should not be transactional. Like it should be like, yeah, I like it, and you like it. It should be fun. It should be recreation that both the man and the woman like. But unfortunately, we know mostly how it works. I really, even if you're a conservative and traditional guy, and she's a conservative traditional gal, always force your girlfriend to do one auto repair at least once, so that when she starts thinking that she's oppressed because she had to do the dishes, meanwhile you got 3 busted knuckles because you couldn't get the socket wrench or the plug to come undone, then she know like, oh yeah, or I could be changing the brake pads or whatever. It's again, I'm so happy I'm not one of these gal. I mean, could you imagine being in this world where you're upset because you can't cook food or patch a wall? Prince Revolver, $2. Yes, it's real. It's called the single tax. Oh yeah, it is. Like, yeah, no, I get it. I saved a lot of money once the GF moved in. I understand it. But you don't get both. Over Vivid, $5. Happy Hanukkah, Cappy. For myself, peace and quiet. Christmas Eve, all alone, popping a new bottle. Oh, you lucky bastards in video games. Merry Christmas, freedom, Cappy. Man, that sounds nice. Did you chill the Rumplements? Make sure it's freezer cold. You got to make sure it's freezer cold. That's the good shit. God bless you, man. And happy Hanukkah. Dung is fun, $5. Cap, I believe this lady. My lady friend works at a nail salon. The things I hear the lady saying there are almost the same. Merry Christmas. Okay, well then, I got to believe it then. It's not my job to try and figure out if you girls are telling the truth or not, right? It's not my job. And if you girls are going to counter it, say that's all bullshit, this didn't happen, now I get information that it is happening. This is horrible. Okay, we get it. You really don't want to. You don't want to work. You don't want to have sex. Everything's degrading. And just merely interacting with men is bad. And let's not even start about getting married, nuclear family, and putting on a spankable outfit. Okay, all right, we got the answer. I am merely high. And ladies, anytime you want in the comment section below, you tell me I'm wrong. Say, no, it's not like that. It really isn't. And there is barely any countering. There's any like, oh no, that's not real. That's just girls' attention whoring. That's just me speculating because I'm like, this is so absurd at times. But now Duncan's playing. Nope, they actually believe it. You look, here, I'll make it even simpler. You girls cannot act like this. Maybe not you individually, but women, metaphorical, general women, cannot have what is despicable behavior displayed on the internet without it being countered, saying, no, this is just clickbait propaganda. And then you expect men to like sign up for any interaction or have anything to do with you. I know like lingerie is bad to some women. Got it. I'm sorry. It's such a silver bullet test. Like, okay, all right. No, you don't have to do anything. But I'm not going to find a gal where I negotiate and pull the teeth for her to put on a cute outfit. It's just not because you don't love the guy. And that's fine. You don't like sex. You don't love men. What? Fine. But I'm not giving you money. Marrying. Which raises my question. Like, well, why would we get together then? And at the end of the day, she just wanted commitment and money. That's all it was. At the end of the day, despite being conservative, libertarian, at the end of the day, she just didn't want to be lonely and she wanted money. That's it. You just want sex, though. No, I want a lot more than that. And why don't you want sex? How else would we consummate the relationship? So you're admitting you are a whore. I mean, really, that's what it is. You just want sex, don't you? You obviously don't. So the only reason you'd have it is somehow you were compensated. Am I wrong? I don't do things I don't like uncompensated. There's nothing wrong with it. I just admit it. Mark Magana, $5. How do you know when it's time to cohabitate? She cooks for you and she's not a pain in the ass and she's spending as much time over there anyway. She obeys you. There's no real arguing. Do you want to? It's another one. Like, do you want to? It's a rare situation. Ken Rose, he says, Merry Christmas for $5. Thanks, Ken. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. Link below, ladies, because most of you are going to be miserable and alone. Get the book, The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, which you girls have decades. You are ahead by decades compared to men of living life without the opposite sex. Men, you also may want to get this book because I don't know. I'm not. Look, if you girls are that anti-men, anti-fun, anti-sex, we're not. No, you guys are going to be by yourself. Get The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, so you have yourself a good life anyway, regardless of whether women decide they want to start shacking up with men or not. If you care to love men, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.